Welcome back again to another video you're not expecting. So guys, today we'll be talking about I've got this mail a lot. I get things like this a lot. Questions like this a lot. Schools that actually offer BSc courses. As you all know, Austria is actually an English speaking Austria is actually an English speaking country. I made a video about that, and then I had some people that they stay in Austria, and then they start coming to my comment section to counter me. How will you say Austria is English speaking? You have to learn the language and everything. And my defense was, if you are a Nigerian, or if for example, if you're actually a visitor, you come to Nigeria, you go to a place like Lagos, which language will you hear them speak? Most people will actually speak Yoruba. If you go to places like Ibadan, which language? If you go to places like Ibadan, which language will you hear them speak? You actually hear them speak Yoruba. But that does not mean as a visitor, if you speak English to them, they do not understand. They actually understand, but in normal sense, like somebody like me, I cannot be seeing somebody that understands Yoruba, Hindemasu, Imbo. Even in my videos, I switch because because it's actually like a foreign language to them. So when I tell you a country is English speaking, even as some countries still see Nigeria as English speaking country, we speak most of our language. We speak it very well, unless maybe if we move to a new city, maybe if you are looking for one place and you have to converse with somebody in English, you will hardly see a typical Nigerian in Nigeria speaking English, except maybe even in a work setting. Girl, we change to our native language and everything. So even when you say a country is an English-speaking country, people actually still prefer to actually speak in their own local language, because everybody feel comfortable speaking in their own local language. It's only some people like this that they feel like they prefer to speak in space, but most people actually prefer that. So even when you get to this country, right, and you are even trying to speak German, 100% of the time they understand English, but they consider it as rude when you speak English with them, that ain't kini. Just like even our grandparents, the way they actually see, like if you go to the village and then you go and greet your grandpa or grandma and say good morning ma, good morning sir, they say kini. It happens in our country too. So when I come and tell your country is English speaking, if you try this with that, better learn the language. You know kini. I stayed in Russia for how many years? And Russia is, of course, is a language country. I stayed there for like four years. I don't understand jack shit, and I was able to survive. So there are so many language countries that even without learning the language, right, you can still survive. But the thing is, it's always better to learn the language, especially if you are considering permanent residency and all of that. Is always good. But then that one does not mean that we have people that speak very good English, even better than you. There are people that speak ta English. English is like a general this thing. One or two people, you see somebody that understand English. But everybody always prefer, any country, regardless of what the country, they prefer when you speak their language to them. It's actually kind of make them happy. Just like when we see white people on Instagram or Facebook, when they try to speak Yoruba, it gives us this sort of, it make us feel, I don't know how to explain that English. Like when you see a white person speaking Yoruba or speaking Igbo, the way that joy that it makes us feel, exactly how it makes these foreigners to feel when we try to speak their language rather than speak English. But every country is almost like English speaking, right? So when I tell you Austria is English speaking, I know what I am saying. They actually understand English, but they prefer when you actually speak German to them. Like they want to have that sense of belonging. Say, yes, now you come meet us for our country. So you have to give us that awe of knowing how to speak our language. You understand that? Okay. So I've explained, Austria is actually a German-speaking country and actually a English-speaking country. Majority of people actually speak English as well, but they're always very comfortable speaking in their own local language, which is German. So because of that, they don't want their language to go into extinction. So most of their courses are actually in German language. Though, for now, majority of the ones that are actually in English language, right? There are courses in masters, like the postgraduate one, whereas the BSc, they are always mostly in German language. And that's why this video is here to tell you a list of universities that you can actually get courses in English language. So these courses can range from variety of courses, different courses. You just check the university to check anyone that has the what's it called, variety of courses chat. So you just check anyone to check which one have your course. Mind you, even when I tell you this university, they don't have all their courses in English. They just have like little to some courses in English language for BSc. They don't have all their courses. Another thing is, most universities that actually offer a BSc English language in Austria, most of them too are actually like private universities, but I have some of them that actually government universities that tuition is not free. So if you don't want to get BSc for almost that 100% English or maybe 70% English and German, that means you have to pay a whole lot for tuition fee. So I try to check the ones that are affordable, right? Because and that's because, like I've explained in the beginning of this video, most of them actually feel comfortable speaking German or teaching in Germany. German. So if you want them to speak English with you, that means you have to kind of raise the bar everywhere. Just like anywhere in Kinikon, anytime you are doing a course in the language of that country, you most probably get it for free, because to them it's as if they are elaborating their culture, spreading their culture. But then when it comes to them giving you in English language, then that's when you try to pay more for it, pay extra for it. So education in Austria is cheap, like you get like 70 euros per year and everything. So when it comes to the English speaking medium, expect to pay way more. And then another thing you should notice, some of these universities as well, they'll be like, Shebi, is it that I want to learn it, that I want just to teach you in English? Some of them actually ask for IELTS, for TOEFL, for English medium, to be sure that you actually understand English. Yeah, some of them actually request for it, and some of them will actually make you to write IELTS. And some of them, their tuition fee is very expensive. And like I told you, it is not a courses that is available in English. And I know that some of you, the only purpose you have is just to travel out. So even if it's rubber science that they're doing in English, you will do it just because you want to travel out. And then at the end of the day, after you graduate, what happens? You know, I keep asking you guys, what happens? But then people will be like, this guy are just capping a lot. Because to me, the goal is not just to travel. It's just to, the goal is not to jackpot, but what? To jackpot with sense. Because you can't leave me in Nigeria, and then in years to come, my life is better than you. Because you live in the country, I expect you that you have more opportunity to actually express your this thing. And that's why there are so many immigrants abroad that they cannot come back home, because shame. You cannot leave me in Nigeria and I should be better than you. Could make sense, right? Okay, anyways, the first on my list does not mean that's great. First on my list is University of Vienna. University of Vienna, their tuition fee is actually not expensive, so they actually have some BSc courses in English language. But then you just have to scroll through. Don't come ask me which of their course. I'm going to bring you the name. Just is to go and look for which of them. The next on my list is FH. This one I'll be typing on this video. This is FHOO, students something. I'm typing it on the screen. The next on my list is IMC, creams. The next on my list is University of Klagenfurt. The next on my list is University of Greece. Next on my list is University of Lauda Business School. And then the last but not on the list is University of Linz. I think I have some that I've not written, but then their tuition fee is way expensive. I don't know if I'll be adding it in this video. I'll just let's go, because the tuition fee is extremely expensive. And some of the ones I did not have, right? Some of them actually have affiliation with schools, with universities in the UK. So they just have like, they should just like this school in Nigeria, an American Kinikon, this thing, like they have like affiliation. So if I tell you a school in Austria has affiliation with a school in UK, you know how much the tuition fee is gonna be. The tuition fee is much, but these ones, they actually Austrian school. So the tuition fee will be much, but it will not be as all those plenty thousands of pounds, right? So guys, that will bring us to the end of today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.